Hey, it's Fruity Mama Yulia here, nutrition and lifestyle coach at Rossum Healthy. And today we've got a beautiful human being all the way from Canada, Melissa Raimondi, and she's going to share her incredible transformation on a raw food lifestyle. Melissa, hey, and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So good to have you here. So you've gone through an incredible transformation, and can you tell us what you've experienced after you switched to raw food lifestyle? You've lost a lot of weight, I know, and you also balanced several health issues. So can you just talk about it?
Yeah, so I'd say about 12 years ago now, I discovered the raw vegan lifestyle, but I never really tried it too much because I thought it was really extreme. I was working in a natural health food store and I was exposed to all of that. I knew a lot about nutrition and things like that, but the raw food diet kind of came into my life and I always resonated with it. I believed in it. And every single time that I would try to do it, I was always doing a high-fat gourmet raw kind of a deal. And I wouldn't be able to stay on it for about maybe a couple days to a couple weeks, if that. And then I would start to crave a lot of other foods. And I was also on a calorie restrictive diet. So I was trying really hard to stick to it and I could never stick to it. And eventually, after years and years of doing a little bit more research and stuff, I decided that when I was going to be raw vegan this time, I was going to do the low fat version. So I followed like Fully Raw Christina, Tanny Raw, and you. I even watched some of your videos too. Like everybody who was doing more of a fruit-based, more high fruit and vegetables, lower just on the nuts and seeds, like very small amounts of that. So I basically had the worst diet ever before I became a raw vegan this time. And I switched overnight. And I switched after watching Earthlings, Cowspiracy, and Forks Over Knives. And after I watched those three movies, it was like, well, I'm a vegan now. So, and I chose raw because I always resonated with it. And I always wanted to do it that way. I felt that was the most natural. So I just did it. And after about 14 months, I lost 70 pounds. I came out of like a really depressive state. My mental focus is more sharp. My vision hasn't gotten worse. My hormones have balanced. My metabolism is fixed finally. My candida's gone. My acne's gone. Like, it's so incredible the change that I've been through. And I'd never give it up for anything.
I so hear you. Tell me, how was it at the beginning? Did you find it easy? Was it like flowing and you just having fun with it? Or was it a bit tricky and challenging and you bumped into perhaps, cravings and social issues? So talk about that.
Yeah, in the beginning it was both. It was most days were just easy breezy, and then there were some days where I was stuck in that craving state. But I discovered that if I actually imagined myself eating the foods that I was craving, the craving would go away. It was almost like I was giving my mind what it wanted without actually consuming the food. So I remember there was one night I was really craving Chinese food really bad, and it was like almost midnight. Obviously wasn't going to go out and get some Chinese food. So I laid in bed and I just imagined myself eating it. And after a couple bites, my mind was on to something else and I forgot that I was craving it. So I started to use that technique more with dealing with cravings. Plus, I found that the more calories I ate and the lower fat I ate, the easier it was to deal with those cravings. So the easy breezy part was the fact that I could eat a whole bunch of calories, lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, and not have any issues with the cravings. But it was the social situations and, watching other people eat stuff that was a little bit difficult. But with time, you kind of get used to it. And it's like, meh, I don't really care about that stuff anymore because it doesn't look like food to me. Like what looks like food is fruit and vegetables and not, pizza and pie and stuff like that. So
Awesome. Okay, so you've been raw now for 2 years and you're into your third year of eating this way. How do you feel today?
Awesome. I feel amazing. I have so much more energy. like I said, my hormones have balanced, my metabolism is better. When I was eating a lot of cooked foods, I used to be really cold all the time. And, like my hands, my arms, my feet, my nose and my ears were always cold. And I was eating a lot of cooked food. But now that I'm on the high raw, eating a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables and a lot of calories, I think it's the high amount of calories that I'm eating from raw that isn't fat. And I am basically like a little furnace, and I burn a lot of extra calories now, and my metabolism is super high. I can eat, right now I'm eating around 2,400 calories a day just to maintain my weight. So, and some days I can eat up to 3,000 calories depending. I know that on the days where I'm doing a little bit more working out or going for longer walks or whatever, I tend to eat a little bit more. So I find that I'm just an efficient furnace, and I've got so much energy. My sleep is better. I love that my joints don't hurt in the morning. I remember that was one of the biggest things back in the day when I used to eat cooked food. I'd wake up in the morning and I'd have to almost rotate my ankles in bed before I got out of bed because they would be so painful and so stiff in the morning. And now that doesn't happen at all. I just get up, no problem. And exercise is a lot easier now too because I feel more limber. And the hydration. The hydration is incredible on this lifestyle. Like I'm like never thirsty, and I get so much hydration from the raw fruits and vegetables. And so, yeah, my joints, my skin, everything is so much better. Love it. I love it.
That's great. So can you take me or us through your typical day? What is it that you eat in the morning, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and what exercises do you do in your routine?
Oh, I wish I did more exercise. I actually don't do enough. I'm super lazy on that, and I'm trying to get into a routine. I gotta start doing that. But for exercise, if I do exercise, normally it's a really long walk or a hike. I used to do a lot of running about a year or two ago. I did do a half marathon run on raw, and I beat my personal trainer and I beat my personal best time. So as a raw vegan, which is awesome. I'll lift weights. I do squats in home, yoga, but it's not consistent. I just kind of do it sporadically, so I have to get on that. But as for food, I would say the food is the main reason why I lost all my weight. But first thing in the morning, I will have some lemon water to start my day. And I do that mostly out of routine now. And then I'll have breakfast is a banana smoothie with maybe 4 or 5 bananas, dates, fruit, whatever. Or I will have a fruit bowl where I just chop up a bunch of fruit. After I went to Costa Rica, I got really used to having just fruit bowls first thing in the morning. So just chopping up pineapple, mango, bananas, whatever I have, around. The other day I had just a whole papaya for breakfast. And then throughout the day, I'll snack on bananas and other fruit that I have. Lunch typically is fruit and vegetable salad. So like tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, light greens like romaine lettuce or something like that. And I have this French dressing that I make that is so awesome. I eat it almost every single day. And then dinner is typically heavier on the greens. I'll use more greens and darker greens like kales, chard, collards, that kind of stuff. And I'll have my fats with my dinner. So if I'm going to have like a tahini dressing or cashew sour cream or something like that, I always tend to have that with dinner so that you can absorb more nutrients from the greens because you need the fats for that. So I keep my fats away from my fruit. So, but yeah, that's a typical day. And then if I'm hungry later on at night, which normally isn't the case because I tend to eat later in the evening, so I don't really tend to have that. But there have been days in the past where if I eat early, later in the afternoon or later at night, I'll have like banana and ice cream or something like that before bed while I'm watching TV or something. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much my day. I know, for example, for me, if I have a day where I eat a little bit too high fat, I get cravings for more fat, cravings for other things like junk food, and I feel lethargic. And if I go too many days with that, I start to feel like I could experience candida again. So I know where my fat level is, and I do best around the 8% fats. And then some days I'll do 15% and I still feel okay. But it just, every day is so different, and we kind of just, we listen to our bodies and we see what we need. And you're so right. There's little tweaks, even if you've been doing it for a decade, people are still tweaking.
Yeah, totally. Great. Okay, so tell us where we can find you. Where can people connect with you?
Yes, I am on Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance. And my YouTube channel is Lissa's Raw Food Romance as well. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouFood, all at Raw Food Romance. And I'm on Snapchat, Lissa Raw Vegan.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You're very inspirational, Lisa. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And I'm sure it's going to motivate people to start eating healthy and, you know, just go in the right direction and do more than what they can currently do. Thanks so much. And if you want to connect with Lisa, you've got information about her. Thank you very much for watching, and post your questions below. We would love to find out about your transformations in this lifestyle, if you've gone through any. So post your questions below. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, Lisa. Thank you for being here. And take care, everyone. See you again in the next video. Bye.